Yo, what is going on YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in with me today, man. I appreciate that so much, man. So today we're going to be checking out Genesis, Watcher of the Skies, live at Shepperton Studios, all right, in 1973. So this is a donation request via Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much for your support in that way. Really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. So this looks like a first-time donator, so thank you so much, man. It says, love your channel, my favorite one right now. Keep up the good work. You'll love this early Genesis. Great quality also. Yo, I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I'm glad I'm your favorite right now, but there are so many amazing reaction channels here on YouTube, many which blow mine out of the water. So make sure you're tuning in, checking out other artists, but I definitely appreciate you guys at least stopping by here and enjoying some of my content as well. So amazing, man. Let's go ahead and get into this one, though. Genesis, Watcher of the Skies, live at Shepperton Studios, 1973. See what's going on. It's been a little bit since I've done some Genesis on the channel, right? And I believe maybe even my last Genesis was a donation request. So I definitely want to tap into them more and even look into some of Phil Collins' solo career and definitely get back into Peter Gabriel's solo career as well. It's been a while since I've done Peter Gabriel and I've loved his stuff, man. So let's see what we're getting here today with this Genesis. And I'm excited to jump into it. About 8 minutes, 5 seconds of footage right here, man. So let's tap into it. Here we go. Gabriel. Wicked intro, man.
Now the rain has come to end. Is life again destroyed life? Do they play elsewhere? Do they know all the games?
Their keys player is great.
Journey's done. Your ship be sturdy. No mercy has to see when you survive. Ocean down Falling trust you better say. This is my world. Got so
Peter loves his theatrics, man. Man, that's one thing about progressive rock, is it's some of the longest music I listen to, but it sounds so short because it's such a story and you're like involved in it, man. You're immersed in the story, the visuals, the music, man, and you're just appreciating and enjoying everything, and it goes by as quick as like a 3-minute song does, man. It always happens with these songs. I've listened to 8 minutes, 13 minutes, 17-minute songs that fall under the progressive rock category, and it feels like it goes by just like that, man. They're that entertaining. I love the story that the music in the background is telling, as well as the vocals, of course. But that's the thing about progressive rock, man. It keeps you engaged and entertained. They're constantly hitting new switch ups, giving you new sounds. It's just fun to listen to. But this is definitely the youngest Genesis I've seen on this channel, man. Peter, Gabriel, Phil Collins, of course, the two members I'm most familiar with. They look so incredibly young. I just want to tab back to where we've got all the artist names right here. Tony Banks, Michael Rutherford, and Stephen Hackett. Okay, so those are names that I am familiar with now that I'm reading them back here on the screen. People have let me know about them in the comment sections. I've also read about them on the Wikipedias that I pull up, but I'm just not completely familiar with them as familiar as the frontmen. It's always easier to get known with the frontmen of groups and then sometimes gather the other members as you go and start becoming more familiar. But right here, Peter Gabriel looking so young. Phil Collins looking so young, man. I love to see it. Peter Gabriel, though, right here at this early inception of this group, being able to see how theatrical he still is right here on the stage. The face makeup, the outfit, lifting it up, turning it back, kind of giving the Phantom of the Opera vibes, holding up the tambourine. He's very theatrical, and he still is doing that in some of the later performances I've seen. He never lost that artistic touch that he wants to embody and showcase when he's giving a performance. Man, I think that is so great to just see the evolution, tap back into the early roots of it all, and seeing it live right here on this performance. Man, this is captivating right here, man. This is a great performance. Thank you so much for this one, man. Let's learn a little bit about the song. All right, Genesis Watcher of the Skies off the Foxtrot album. This was released in 1973, so we're seeing the performance the same year that this came out. Okay, considered progressive rock. Oh, fantastic, man. I love progressive rock. It looked like we got a little bit of a longer performance than it is on the album, 7 minutes 23 seconds. So I'm assuming maybe that comes at the intro of the song, the way it was kind of drawing out a little bit. I love that walk into the song as well. For the songwriters, you have all 5 members there getting songwriting credits. It is the first track on the English progressive rock Genesis 1972 album, Foxtrot. It was also released as the album's only single. The song was re-recorded in 1972 in a radically altered and shortened single version. The version was re-released in 1998 as part of the Genesis archive box. The title, borrowed from John Keats' 1817 poem On First Looking into Chapman's Homer, then felt, so that it quotes it a little bit, then felt I like some watcher of the skies when a new planet swims into his kin. The song was frequently used to open the group's live performances and features as a first track on their 1973 live album Genesis Live. The song opens with a Mellotron intro. According to Tony Banks, the introductory section was intended to take advantage of the idiosyncrasies in the song of the Mellotron model he was using at the time. It was intentionally melodramatic to conjure up an impression of incredible size. It was an extraordinary sound. On the old Mellotron Mark II, there were these type of chords that sounded really good on that instrument. There are some chords you can't play on that instrument because they'd be so out of tune. These chords created an incredible atmosphere. That's why it's just an incredible intro number. It never sounded so good on the later Mellotron. And that's one of the things about progressive groups that I really, really love. And I think that they definitely helped create footprints for other bands to follow, is they were looking how to really the atmosphere of the music, not really just catch a groovy vibe that everyone can appreciate in a commercial success selling way. They were very experimental, man. They were pushing the boundaries of music a lot of times, just trying to say, hey, man, they're in some ways, progressive music is way more artistic than your traditional bands that create really successful and worthy content, of rightfully so successful content and music. But progressive, I don't think they were always looking to just like reach the top of the charts, right? They were looking to express their own ways in a very creative sense. And that's what I really like about progressive rock, man, is they're just so artistic, man. And you get it right here. Look, the way they're thinking about, okay, this wouldn't work in a traditional sense on a song. It's so out of tune, but we can use it to create an atmosphere that pulls the viewer in to the song, that pulls the listener in as we make it a dramatic introduction, right? Like, I love that, man. It's so good. So it says the lyrics were written by Banks and Rutherford during a sound check for the gig in Naples. While they were surveying the deserted landscape of the airfield where they were rehearsing, they wondered what an empty Earth would look like in the state if surveyed by an alien visitor. The lyrics were influenced by the Arthur C. Clarke 1953 science fiction novel Child's End, as were Pink Floyd's 1972 Child's End and Vander Graaf Generator's 1976 Childlike Faith in Childhood's End. The science fiction characters Watchers also influenced the lyrics. The song title was used in the naming of the tribute album Watcher of the Skies Genesis Revisited by ex-Genesis member Steve Hackett. On the album, the lead vocal was provided by John Whedon. In the liner notes, the album Hackett wrote, "I remember pushing the band to acquire a Mellotron back in the 70s, and luckily King Crimson had one to spare at the time. The Black Bitch, I think they called it, on account of it always breaking down. The song alone was a strong reason for the reapproaching the earlier material. From Phil's inventive Morse code rhythm to Tony's momentous introduction, which always sounded best in Italy's Palasports, an aircraft hangar type of rumble, ideally suited to spacecraft impersonation." Okay, that's really weird. I don't know. That's some verbiage I'm not very familiar with, but there you go, man. It's almost like they wanted this song to give a feeling of what I guess it would feel like if other maybe some alien visitors had came and saw an empty, deserted Earth, man. What would they be experiencing? So Watchers of the Skies, man, the aliens kind of viewing us from top down, man. So there you go. Thank you for this donation request. I really appreciate it. Sorry, it took a little bit. I like to jump into some of the meat and bones of the background on this one, man. And just looking at Peter Gabriel right here once again, man. He's just, wow, he's such a figure. I love him, man. I love him. Well, thank you so much, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction. If you did, please let me know by liking, subscribing, and checking out the descriptions down below for other ways you can help the channel. Let me know what other songs you'd like me to check out from either Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, or the group Genesis, man. I really appreciate you guys turning me on to some more stuff. If you enjoyed, please really consider becoming a member here on my YouTube or Patreon for as little as $3, man. Amazing way to support me if you're enjoying the content. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.